Are we recording? Yeah, we are. All right. Yeah, I guess that's okay. All right. We're going to, Ali and I are going to demonstrate how to set up Google Drive for you on the big screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log on to my Google account. What I'm going to do for the first few minutes is show you how to set up your Google thing, and I'm going to do it with me, and then later on we're going to work on the same document, me and Ali. So I'm going to sign into my staff thing. Okay, so obviously this is the staff version, but you would sign into your student GSpace account like you normally do. Okay, so it's loading my mail, and you can see my email. Now up here I've got mail, and next to it I've got Drive. So I'm going to click on Drive. Okay. Now, at home, if you've got Google Chrome, then this will work a bit better. It's just a bit more, it's a bit faster actually with Google Chrome. I don't have it on my laptop because I'm not a fan of Google Chrome, so I'm going to dismiss that. Now, this is my Google Drive area. Okay, now, what Google Drive is, you've probably guessed from the name, is it's your drive in the cloud, in the Google Cloud, right? So this is an area in Google, in your cloud, where you can store your documents and work on them dynamically in real time. The benefits of that is that it is safe, which means as long as you've got an internet connection, you can even access it on your phone if it has the right Windows Explorer, the right web browser on it. So, here you can see I've got folders, and I've got Android Test, CAT, Unit 28, Unit 40, resources, and so on and so on. And down here I've got a few documents that I've been working on, so it's a bit badly managed at the moment, but it's just a test. So, inside, okay, I'm going to create a new folder first and foremost. I'm going to go over to the red button here and press Create. And I've got Document, Presentation, Spreadsheet, and so on and so on. I want a new folder, so I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call it Access, and then press Create. So, it will refresh, and there you go, I've got Access on the side there. And I've got a little drop-down box where I can do more stuff, including rename it. So, I've got Access, and there's nothing in it, because I've only just created it. Now, what I could do is I can upload my self-development plan, for example, from Word, which is currently on my desktop. So if I go back in here, I can upload that document, that Word document, into my Access folder. And the way I do that is by going here to this little uploady type button, click on that, and upload a file, find it on my desktop, the self-development thing, there it is, and then press Open, and that will upload, and there you go, 100% done. And it's finished, and I close. And you can see up here it says it's been uploaded to the Access folder. And there it is. That's the document. I want you to take note of this, W. It's a Word document that has been uploaded. Now I'm going to click on that, and a new window opens up, and that Word document has now been pasted into as a Word document into Google Drive in the Access folder. So there you go. Now the issue is when you upload a genuine Microsoft Word document, you can't really do anything to it. you can't make comments on it. It's just there. Now this is something that confuses a lot of people that use Google Drive, also known as Google Docs, depending on the setup you've got. This confuses them. They're like, well, I've uploaded my Word document, but I can't do anything to it, which is true. This is simply just storing your Word document, so that, let's say you upload it at home, when you go to college you can download it. So if you've got that, all you would do is right click on it and download the Word document to your computer, and it will say, how would you like to download it as? So I'm just going to allow that. Download file. So let's try that one more time. Right click, download. That's not working. But anyway, you right click, download, and it'll say, do you want it to come down as a Word document? Yes, you do, and then you say yes, and it comes down, and it's a regular old Word document. Right? Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do I work on this document now that it's in the cloud? Well, this is where that blue W comes into play. What you do is you right-click on the document and you do Export to Google Docs. So I'm going to click on that now, and it says making a copy in the Google Docs format. That takes about 5 seconds. It's done. Awesome, it's done, great. Yeah. We've now made a Google Doc version of the Word document, which is not this one, because it's blue W. Every time you do an export or you convert it, it actually ends up in recent down here. So click on that, and we should find self-development thing is, well, that's the one I uploaded previously at 11:43, and 2 minutes later I converted it, and that blue square is what we want. So now what we do is we check it, and we move it to the Access folder. So we haven't moved it. What we've done there is we've made a copy of it. It still stays in recent, and I go back to the Access folder, and now I have the blue W version and now the Google Doc version. So let's have a look at that. Click on that. And there you go, it's the same thing, it's the table with the formatting slightly ruined, but that's easily fixed. You can just drag the picture up and it'll take a bit of fiddling around, but anyway. So it's still there, but the point is now I can start changing stuff. This is quite important for you guys as students now, because if you upload a raw Microsoft Word document, I can't really make any meaningful comments on your work because it's not editable. But a Google Doc version is. So what I could do up here is I could highlight here and then right click on it and do comment. So I click on comment, and over here I can say, I think this is the wrong title, please change, or something like that, right? And then press comment. And then that's on the side, a little bit like with a Word document, you know, when you do review, like if you know, most of you had the draft with your learning in a group thing. I did the version of that in Microsoft Word. So you've got those comments, and you've also got a main comment button up here, which is where I tend to put my overall comments. Overall, well done, it's good, please see the changes and address them accordingly. Okay, so that would be the main thing. So whenever you send a piece of work to me, look for the comments on the side, but also click the comments box up here, and you'll see all my main comments. Not only is my main comment there, but also the little comment to the side is there as well. And these all get recorded. You can't get rid of them, which is good, because if an examiner comes in and sees what's going on, they'll see that I gave them feedback. They will hopefully see that on this actual bit that you have decided to reply to it, saying, okay, I think I have done it, or something like that. and then reply. So we've got our own little conversation in the corner of how you address that particular change, which is pretty good. So that's it really. The other thing is when you're working on a Google Doc, there is no file save. There is no save. It saves every single nanosecond. Every single time you press a key, it saves it. Let me prove the point. Why does it need developing? 2. And I'm going to close it. Not saved. Go back to the document. And the 2 is still there. There you go. So that's it. You never have to save it, which is awesome. We'll look at a little bit more about that in a minute when I start looking at Ali's thing. Okay, so now you've set up your folders. So I guess for you guys on Access, you would have study skills, Richard's unit, Jag's unit, Justin's unit, something like that, I would guess, something like that, along those lines. What you then need to do for someone else to see what's in it is you would need to share that folder. So you would right-click on the folder and do share and share again. And in here you can see that the overall, this folder is private. Only people listed below can access the folder. And right now I'm the only one that can do that, and I'm the owner. In other words, I've got all the permissions and stuff. However, if I go in here, I can put in, say, Fahim, your address, your college address, and then when I've done that, I can say to Fahim, you can edit it or you can view it. In other words, write or read. Now, if I do that, and I might do that with some of my resources, I'd have to share it with all of you first, obviously, but I would only give you permission to simply view it. I wouldn't want to give you permission to write it, because you could theoretically go in and mess around with my activity sheet or somehow mess around with the assignment. So then there's no point. So just to view it would be enough for what you guys need to do. With me, when you share your folder, study skills folder with me, would you give me permission to edit it or just simply permission to view it? Edit. I would say probably edit, because I'm only as good as my permissions. Let's say I go in to see your work and I can only read it and make the odd comment. Well, I wouldn't be able to comment on a sentence. I'd have to give you the broad comment, the big overall comment, and that won't be much use to you. All right, so if you're going to give me permission to edit, and trust me, I'm not going to go in there and mess around with your work. It's in neither of our best interests for me to sabotage your work. And if you can't trust me, then there's something wrong with this course. All right, so give me permission to edit. In fact, that goes for all the teachers. However, do not give anyone else permission permission full stop. Not even to view. Alright? So Ferris, don't give Vikram permission to view, or particularly not edit, but especially neither of them. Never ever let anyone else view your work. Why?
They can copy and stuff.
Louder for the video.
They can copy and
Yeah, they do.
they can use it up.
No, exactly right, yeah, of course. Yeah, they can copy it, they can get ideas, they can nick themes and stuff, and then of course when you turn in your work, I'm just using you two as an example here, but it'd be very hard to ascertain who got it first. Although it wouldn't, would it? Because when you authored it, it would have a timestamp, I guess. So, you know, October the 21st, Ferris authored it first, and Vikram's one was authored 3 days later. It would be kind of easy to find out who stole from who, I guess, in that respect. However, let's not just go down that path. Never, ever, ever give permission to anyone else other than the teacher or me or something, someone that you know you can trust absolutely. Not that I'm saying all you guys are untrustworthy, it's just something that we can avoid and don't have to go down that path. Okay, now, right, Ali. Ali's in Google right now. He's going to send me an email. So send me an email, but give me the link to the folder that you shared with me. So can you click on the study skills thing? Yeah. Copy the URL at the top. So go into the address, copy that. Okay, go to your mail and send me my usual address. It doesn't matter which address you do.
This is my private one, so I'm got your address.
Okay, Andrew.Mackay at MACKAY at wrc.ac.uk and copy the link, yeah, and send it. Okay, so in my email, I'm about to get an email from Ali. There we go. Right. So, yeah, 11:54. Okay, so I've got an email from Ali. Oh, lovely. Now, so I click on that, Ali. If you want me to see your work within the folder that you've set up, then send me an email, and in the body text saying, Andrew, please look at my work. Here's the link to the folder. Okay. So here I've got a link to his folder. I'm going to click on it. Now, this is going to send me into Ali's folder. He's got two folders in his study skills folder. He's got learning in a group, which I don't want to see, we're done with that, and personal statement. You've got a folder called personal statement. Now, I'm in here. I can probably guess that you haven't done the other pieces of the work by the fact that you've got a folder called personal statement, because that's all I can see. Really, that folder should be called applications, courses and careers, and possibly more folders in that with all the learning outcomes, or whatever. But wait, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to click on personal statement. I am now inside Ali's Google Drive. And let's see what we've got in here. Well, he's got the Word, okay. He's done his personal statement, or started his assignment as a Word document and has uploaded it. And he did it a few days ago on October the 21st, and it was Ali that did it. He's also converted it to a Google Doc now, today at 11:08. So that tells me what I need to know. Not only do I know that, but this ghost file up here tells me that his document is open. So I'm going to click on this one. There's not much point in me clicking on the Word version because I can't really do much with that because I'm limited with what I can do. But I am going to click on the Google one. Here we go. So, right, Ellie, this is the point where you turn around and look at your work. Alright, so now I'm in the document. And guess what? So is Ali. On that machine. How do I know that? Ali, go right to the top. Yeah. Okay, there he is. See, he's in the document. Type something by UCAS. And on, you can't see it, but on Ali's screen, obviously I'm just before the P, I'm there. What colour am I? Purple, okay. Right, so he's typed hello everyone. I'm going to highlight, well, put myself next to hello everyone. And I'm going to delete it. Alright, type that again. Keep typing. Yeah, keep going, go. Stop. There you go. We were chasing each other, and now his title has disappeared. Not only that, it's saved. So he's completely bereft of the title. Now, obviously, this is another reason why you shouldn't share your document with another student, in case you have a falling out or something. Well, we've got rid of your title. Now, in real life, I guess what would happen is I can sit, and this is what was happening the other day I told you about. I went into the document and I could see Chris, as it was then, actually just jumping around and actually adding to his document. So it was actually quite good fun, sitting back with my beer and watching it. So there's that, so that's quite handy. I also know if we draw our attention up to the top right hand corner, there's one other viewer, green. I'm going to click on the down arrow and it will obviously be Mr. Ali. There he is. Now he will have the same version, but it will say Andrew M at gspace, Andrew Matt at gspace.wrc.ac.uk. So now here I can chat to him, but Ali, can you bring up the chat and send me a message, just say, are you there or something in the chat. Is it trying to reach Google with the yellow sign up there? Just give it a few seconds. Occasionally, for 2 or 3 seconds, it will go trying to reach Google, so you'll just have to pause what you're doing. So he's about to send me a chat message. Watch up here.
It's really nice.
Did you send the chat through there? Oh no. Ah, there we go. So keep an eye up here. You might see a flashing thing, a little bit like Facebook chat. So I'm going to click on the down arrow. There we are. He's left, he's back in. This is a chat message area. Hi Ali, did you do my comments from earlier? Not really. Right. So I'm going to collapse that. And while he's working on stuff up here, I can be highlighting here and making comments on it. Like that. So he can be working on it, I can be watching him, and so on and so on and so on. So this is kind of what happens. It is theoretically possible to do stuff outside of college. So one more thing I want to draw your attention to. In the comments, as I say, all the comments are logged. The chats are not logged, as far as I know. So if we ever meet each other in chat, keep it clean, obviously. Because if they are logged somewhere, it's going to look a bit weird. One more thing. You see up here, all changes saved in Drive. This sentence up here changes quite a bit. So you might do some work and it will go, right, updating, saving at 11:54 PM or whatever it is. Okay. Now, if you come up here and you click on saved Drive here, it will give you all the revision history as well. All right. So let's say here that's what has been like track changes. That's what was removed from earlier. But you could technically come down here and restore this revision. So if someone does go in at 12 o'clock and sabotage everything and delete all your work, it doesn't actually matter. Because you can come down here to half an hour earlier or an hour earlier and just click on that and restore this revision, which didn't look like all that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to restore you haven't done any work since, well, at all today in your personal statement. Okay, restore this revision. There you go, you're back eventually, obviously. It's loading at the moment. It's worked for you. I'm on a wireless network, so it's taken a bit longer. But you can see on Ali's screen here. Brilliant. It doesn't matter if you encounter an error in Google Docs because it saves every single keystroke. So if you had this, you were doing a lot of work, and then half an hour later, half an hour's worth of work later, you get this message, it saved the last thing that you did anyway. Alright, so if it is having a bit of a hard time, if it is having a bit of a hard time, it usually fixes itself. And there you go, we've restored that version from earlier, it's like it never happened. But if I click back up here, it did happen at 12, then there was a restored version, and so on and so on and so on. So what does this mean? It means a few things. It means a few things for teachers and for students. Can any of you figure out what the advantages are of doing it this way rather than just in Microsoft Word when you're at home? Nima, you probably already know the answer to this, I would imagine.
I think it just it shows that you've been working and not copying material from somewhere else when you've been making changes to it.
Yeah, it doesn't it doesn't show that that the student, for example, has been copying work. It doesn't show that. That's hard to. That's a different thing. But you're right. The first bit, it does show where a student, as far as I'm concerned, if I've got permission for the folder, it does show where a student is at that particular point with their work. So if I went into your folder, Suzanne, I can see how much work you've done in Google Docs, and I know where you are in relation to how much stuff you've got left to do for the assignment. So yeah, it does reveal that. Why else would you use Google Docs or Google Drive?
So it's in one place, so you don't have to keep saving like work you do at college and moving that to when you work at home. Like you can just do it in one place. You can access it anywhere.
Yeah, you can, as long as you've got an internet connection and as long as you've got a device that has a web browser on it, you can access your documents and read them. I'll show you an example of this in just a moment. Yeah, the other thing is, of course, is that in Microsoft Word, you would have to, if you do a version of it, you would have to save it as, personal statement V1.